Just like the Wallabies, we're having a few issues here at the P2P podcast room today. Got a few problems with our sound, so bear with us on this. My name is Mark Smith. I am the Group Managing Director of People to People in Australia and the UK and Frog Recruitment in New Zealand. And this is P2P Live, where we talk everything jobs and employment throughout Australia at 12:30 on a Friday afternoon. Now, we can see all of your comments live from Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter, or X, as it's called these days. So if you do have any questions throughout today's broadcast, then please make sure you pop them in the comments and we can answer your questions straight away. Jam-packed broadcast today. We've got the stat of the week, which is the job vacancies that came out this week. Quite an interesting number, given the way the economy is at the moment. So we'll share whether it's up, down, or better than pre-COVID or not. So stay tuned for that. We've also got a couple of hot jobs in Australia, a job in New Zealand, a job in the UK, and we'll be talking, we'll be going across the Nullarbor to have a chat to our colleague Liam from our Perth office this afternoon as well. So, sorry, I forgot. And finally, our Twitter poll results from last week as well. So there's a lot to get into. So let's get started with the stat of the week. So this week we've got the job vacancies seasonally adjusted to report back from the ABS here. And look, it is a pretty amazing graph to see what the job vacancies have been doing since 1981. So there is a gap there, by the way. That was the actual reporting on this statistic was suspended during the GFC. So that's what that gap is there. But what you can see is the profound increase in the number of vacancies that have been listed post-COVID. Now, more recently, job vacancies decreased by 8.9% in the 3 months to August 23. And that is the fifth consecutive quarterly decrease, but coming off an extraordinary high, because we can still see that job vacancies are 71.5% higher than they were in February 2020, so prior to the start of the pandemic. Now, I do have some other interesting statistics, which we don't have a graph for, from SEEK at the moment, which really demonstrate the really conflicting messages that we're getting about the jobs and employment market. So SEEK are saying that on average, they receive, prior to COVID, if you ran an ad on SEEK, you would get 104 applications come through. On average now, you get 120 applications through. So when there's a slight increase in the number of applications, that would suggest that the market is softening. Yet when we get the job vacancy index from the ABS, we are still having extraordinarily high numbers of jobs being advertised. And it's not universal across different sectors as well. So in the technology sector, for example, the number of applications that you now receive on average, and people probably think, oh, that must be hard to find those people. And it is, but on average now, with the changes in that sector, something like 230 applications per vacancy listed. So there's something going on in the market right now. There's movement with more applications being received, more jobs are being advertised, and unemployment rate sustaining 3.7 and very low levels across the country. So what's going to happen next? Don't really know. What I do know is that it is a good market out there that is giving mixed signals. So I would suggest that it's on the turn, it's changing, but there are opportunities, and we've got a few of those to talk about later today. So that's it for this week's Stat of the Week. So So a couple of hot jobs to talk about in Australia this week. Here's the first one. It's a HR business partner in Perth, WA. It's paying 120K plus super. Your responsibilities include the entire employee lifecycle from onboarding to exit, managing talent development and engagement. You've got to have a recruitment experience alongside human resource qualifications and with experience with performance management as well. Pearl is our consultant in the Perth office that you need to have a chat to. So pearl@peopletopeople.com.au. You can give her a call on 0861606202 if you want to go old school and pick up the phone and have a chat to her about that particular opportunity in WA. Here's the next one. And it's an assistant accountant here in Sydney, Leichhardt. So in the inner west, paying 75 to 80,000, credit control, payables, inventory control, some month-end accounting, as well as some intercompany reconciliations. If you've got ERP experience, ideally SAP as well, then that's going to put you in front of the competition, and a knowledge of the logistics sector. If you're interested in that role, you have to speak to Kirsten Garrett. That's Kirsten@peopletopeople.com.au, or give her a call on 82702 for Sydney, of course, 82709720, and you can learn more about that particular opportunity. And they're our hot jobs for this particular week. Okay, maybe you think this beautiful weather that we've got right now in Sydney and places, you know what, I really lust after a little bit of a UK winter. Well, you can do that right now with this job that Hannah Scanlon from our London team is looking after. So it's in London, in the southeast, 36 to 45,000 pounds. You're a wayfinding designer. So you'll be reporting on user behaviour, environmental context, and understanding client objectives. You must have proven experience in wayfinding design. If you don't know what wayfinding is, don't apply for this one. If you do, and you're proficient in Adobe design as well, then give Hannah a call, hannah.scanlon@peopletopeople.co.uk, or pick up the phone. You can always hit apply now. In the comments, you'll see a link to all of these vacancies. And what I would say to those who are watching throughout Australia and possibly in New Zealand is that you can secure a youth mobility visa in the UK. If you're aged between 18 to 35, you can apply for that visa, and you can get it within 3 weeks and work in the UK for 3 years. That opens up all of these permanent opportunities. Jump onto peopletopeople.co.uk and search the vacancies that we've got if you're interested in making that move. Or if you want to know about this wayfinding role, hannah.scanlon@peopletopeople.co.uk. Now, we do have one other international opportunity to talk to you today about, and that is in or across the ditch in New Zealand. And I think there's a video for that one.
Kia ora everyone. Are you an employment relations superstar on the lookout for a new and exciting opportunity? Do you take pride in being able to advise and guide businesses through the tricky landscape of dealing with employment issues from a legal standpoint? Look no further. I am thrilled to be working on this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity at this excellent not-for-profit organization that helps hospitality businesses with resources and legal advice on all matters, including employment, liquor licensing, immigration, and health and safety. You would ideally have a HR or a legal background with a passion for employment relations. This role offers an excellent salary package, invites to all the glamorous events and the award functions that are part of the hospitality industry, and to add to it, complete flexibility. Some of the top performers at the firm work 5 days from home from various parts of New Zealand. This is not an opportunity that is going to stay on the market for very long, so if you think you would be suitable for this position, get your hat in the ring right now. Click apply or give me a ring or an email on the information below. I would like to meet with you as soon as possible. Thank you.
Righto, let's get the hard stuff out of the way first with Liam Sharples, the consultant from our Perth office. Now, those who don't know Liam, Liam's a Kiwi from the South Island. We often talk about rugby, and today's conversation about a sustainable future we need to put that into rugby context for the Wallabies. Should we do that, or should we talk about it in a different way, Liam?
Look, I don't know if that's a topic that you want to go closer to than what I do, but look, either way, I'm happy with whatever you suggest.
Fantastic. All right. Okay. So, well, we're not here to talk about that. We're actually here to talk about businesses moving towards a more sustainable future. I know that P2P has partnered with Carbon Invoice, and we're now a carbon neutral company, which is we're very proud of that. Well, hopefully we'll see if we can get a link to some information about that in the comments for everybody as well. But what have you got? What tips do you have for businesses to make that move to a sustainable future as we have?
So I would say in terms of how to transform your business more towards a sustainable future, I would say it offers multiple compelling benefits. It kind of extends more beyond profitability. Embracing sustainability, it's not just an environmental endeavor, it's a strategic move. It can reshape your business for long-term success. That goes beyond cost savings, enhanced brand reputation, regulatory compliance, and access to new markets. I guess the advantages are numerous and diverse, across everything. By committing to sustainable practices, you not only contribute to a healthier planet, you also position your business to kind of thrive. And in an evolving and socially conscious marketplace, I think that is very important.
Yeah, absolutely. And, the biggest trend that I've noticed, look, there's a lot of pop psychology around generational change. But I think that from a recruitment agency perspective or a talent engagement perspective, one of the biggest changes or trends that we've noticed is that purpose and how employers, I shouldn't say companies, how employers are actually engaging in the world more generally and what positions they take are very much part of the decision that talent makes when they're joining a company. I mean, have you experienced or seen that from a sustainable context as well, Liam?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think, I would even say it was part of my choice in, where I came to for work and people to people as well, kind of noticing that. So I think today that's more important than ever. And I think, it's smart to kind of align your sustainability goals along with your long-term values, including short-term as well as long-term, looking at objectives like reducing emissions, minimizing waste, obtaining certifications, and an action plan on how your organization they're going to reach these goals. So it's always important to remember results aren't going to be achieved overnight either. It's important to be able to set out for the foreseeable future and be able to outline that for potential prospects coming into your company as well. I think that's very, very important going forward.
Yeah, you don't have to do everything at once, but if you're on a pathway, you can demonstrate you're making change, then it can really help get that talent on board. So, look, if somebody wants to have a chat to you about this, or they may be looking for a new opportunity or looking to hire in WA, how would somebody get in touch with you?
So I've got multiple ways you can get a hold of me. First of all, always love a phone call. You can kind of see that below. You can give me a call anytime. Also, I'm available through email if it's out of hours. You can see below. Also, you can find me on LinkedIn as well. Always active on there. Ever needing anything within more supply chain and logistics, I'll be helping out around there. But any other inquiries, more than happy to help around the place. And
if you're a Wallabies supporter, a quick email or message to Liam will definitely go down like a treat.
They will go straight to spam, I think.
Excellent. All right. Well, thanks very much for joining us today, Liam. Hopefully we'll see you again soon on P2P Live. So let's move on and let's have a quick look at this week's social media poll results. And so last week, we asked this particular question. Have you had a boss or manager that has micromanaged you? Well, not a surprise, 73.1% of you. And we had about 600 and something people vote on this last week said, yes, I have been micromanaged. You can flip that over, though, and say that 1 in 4 people have not. What about your environment? Really appreciate the comments. If you've got any comments, jump onto our socials at People to People on X or on LinkedIn, and let us know what your thoughts are as well. Here's next week's post. With the continued increase in the cost of living, have you been inclined to work from home to avoid that commute expense? The cost of the train, the cost of the fuel. Are you working from home as a cost-saving measure? Really interested to know. Hashtag P2P Live, P2P Australia Live, I should say. I will jump onto our X feed there at People to People or LinkedIn. And we can see, actually, Terry says to us, those 1 in 4 are a lucky breed. Well, yes, they are indeed, Terry, for those people who are not being micromanaged. So that's it, everybody. Thanks for joining us once again on P2P Live. We'll do this all again next week at 12:30. We'll see you there.